Anybody know who Sullivan's is? Gaitons, Browns, right? All these people. Your name is an identification of it. And it has strengths with it, whether you choose to accept it or not. The last thing is probably what we don't like to deal with is titles. Watch this. When a football player rapes somebody, he's recognized as a what?
Rapist.
But not only a rapist, but a football player is what? So your title is important. I know we don't like to talk about that. So let me get into this. When we talked about identifying, you need a scripture, 2 Corinthians 5 and 17. Therefore, if anyone is Christ, he is a new creation, right?
Yes.
Old things have passed away, and behold, all things have become new. When we understand that when we're being born into the kingdom of God, you have to allow your old identity to pass away so you can walk into your new identity or your spiritual identity. When you have a spiritual identity crisis is when you take on someone else's identity to fit in. You're not a prophet. You should just go be a wonderful deacon, but you try to be it for everybody else. I don't know about you, but it amazes me that this many people in church create personas to live an unauthentic life. You're here tonight because you came because you felt something called to you, like, oh, this is interesting. And then you got here, you're like, wait, this is authentic. I can be me. Why? But all of this time, look how miserable you've been being unauthentic, trying to fit in something you were not identified to be. So which brings me to, we must understand who God calls us and why. What does God call us? Does anybody know? Not sheep, not children, but he says it specifically. You are the who of God.
Sons of God.
That means you're identified into this kingdom and born from above. Now let me ask you a question. I told you that we identify as living and dead. What would be the opposite? If you're the sons of God, what would be the titles of those who are in the world dead? Workers of
iniquity.
So he titles them, right? John 3 and 7 says, marvel not that I said to thee, that ye must be born again. Romans 8 and 14 says, for as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the
sons of God.
Galatians 4 and 6 says, and because ye are the sons, God has sent forth the Spirit of his Son into your heart, which crieth, Abba, Father. My pastor preached something that blessed my spirit. I want to go on one little step a little bit further. Your gift is identified in your seed. But the seed is planted in your soul. Your soul is this human body. And your identity is locked up in that seed. This seed, a lot of us don't even realize it. We don't water it. But we water the seed.